Hello friends, welcome to another day. It is Monday and it also is day 4 here. And the coffee that you saw me make in my intro, I actually have not had that coffee yet because things take a turn, and this dog right here has to poop. That is the current situation. I will start these vlogs in the hopes that I would end it in a productive way, but truthfully, I have no idea how the day is gonna go. Like I've mentioned a few times, normally Mia would have therapies on Mondays. I actually don't really know what to do with myself on this fine, very nice looking Monday. So I don't know, we'll see how the day progresses, and I may or may not have a full vlog for you. I really don't know, but we'll just see how it goes. Okay, just kidding on the not eventful part, because as I mentioned before, Charlie on leash is really protective, or I don't even know if she just wants to play. Okay, it happened again. Every time Charlie sees a dog, she just like starts jumping up and down and making grunting noises, and everyone thinks she's mean, but she's not. And it's just gotten worse since the dog parks have closed because she has no way of burning her energy. I could literally walk her for hours and it wouldn't be the same as her running off leash. These are the times that I wish that we had a backyard, so at least you could run and like burn her energy. But this quarantine has been just really, really hard on them, especially Charlie. This is what happens when we try to do physical therapy. Speaking of physical therapy, this was in the last video, and it's actually a water like tummy time mat. See, it's just filled with water. This is air, and she really seemed to enjoy it. And I think it's because it's easy on her button, like when we put her on her stomach. So I don't know, and it's also really good for like facilitating a roll, like to help her roll, because all you gotta do is like push down on one side and then she'll actually like kind of roll, so it's like you're showing them how to do it. So if you do have a special needs child that's working on tummy time or rolling, and especially if you have a little G or Mickey button or something, I would highly recommend this mat. Also, you don't realize how heavy water is until you have to lift it. The mat is super heavy. I'm whispering because my husband is working in the next room, so we're in our bedroom just chilling. I might watch some Netflix because I don't feel like adulting today. Do you even get that option anymore when you become a mom, to like opt out of adulting? No. So it's literally 5 minutes later, and this is where we're at now, because Mia's having a hard time pooping, so I just gave him one prune juice, and she's super, super grumpy. So I'm starting to realize that 90% of our life consists of Mia's poopy problems. know you're a mom when you wake up looking like this and you have lasagna on your shirt. Good morning, guys. It is actually the next day. I knew I wouldn't have enough content for one full vlog from yesterday because we didn't do anything, you know, like, or I guess we just did the same thing, and we're probably gonna do the same thing again today. This little lady is definitely her father's daughter because I tried to wake her up a few times and she just screamed, cried, and went back to sleep. So, but it's time for her to eat. So I'm gonna actually vent her tube and then change her diaper because I think the size 2s are definitely leaking now. Like, I can just smell it all over her swaddle. So I'm gonna change her clothes and then vent her and then change the bag for her gtube and all that good stuff. Speaking of her gtube, I might do like a how to care for a gtube video, but only exclusive to us because I'm not a medical professional, so I don't want to give you medical advice, but like maybe just walk you through the process that we do for her gtube, and maybe someone will find it helpful because our DME did not really explain well, like how to like care for the tube and like how to set it up properly or what the different functions were. So we kind of just had to YouTube it, and I thought maybe those, like, there's some things that I can point out that are a little harder to find that we learned along the way. So we're only 5 months in to the gtube journey. She's had it since she was I want to say like probably like 17 or 18 days old, or maybe 16 days old, something like that. So we don't know any different aside from this, but we've definitely learned a few things and we're still learning. So I think I'm gonna do that actually at some point this week. I might film that. So okay, I'm gonna change her, do all that stuff I listed out 8 times, and I'll check in with you guys later. I literally cannot wait to get this little selfie stick tripod thing because I'm tired of coming up here for you guys to see my face. Also, I keep looking at myself in the camera instead of looking at the lens. So I don't know why I do that. We're actually starting a full-on normal feed for Mia today, like not diluted milk at all. And cross your fingers, hopefully she can tolerate it well. I'm gonna brush my teeth, wash my face, do all that good stuff, have some coffee, make some breakfast. No one's trying to watch you from here, Nikki. They're trying to watch you from up here. Definitely got hand to mouth. Lots of hand to mouth today. Good job, baby. I'll show it to your therapist. Yeah? Are you feeling better today? You got drool everywhere. So much drool. When you order so many Nespresso capsules, the box is as tall as your dog. Hi. Who's feeling better? Are you? Oh, are you feeling better? Are you? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're feeling better, my princess. Hey guys, so I am actually going to end the vlog early today, but I'm going to end it by showing you the different stuff that we use, like her different syringes and bags and pumps and all that stuff. I'm just gonna like start her feed and then I can show you what all that equipment that we use, I guess. Alright, you guys, so I have Mia set up here with her feed. I'm not gonna show you like the ins and outs of the pumps. I'll do that in another video, but I just kind of wanted to show you what all the stuff is. So here, I've shown this to you guys before, but So this is actually her, it's called a mini 1 button, and she likes to tug on it a lot, so you have to be careful. See, she loves to pull at it. Okay, so it actually started with a Mickey button, but then they sent us a mini button by accident, but it worked out in our favor because it's just so much better. Like, I feel like she tolerates her feeds way better with a mini 1 button. And this part is called an extension. So this is actually a right angle extension. So they have some that, like the ones that you've seen that we vent her with, those are actually for gravity feeds, meaning that you hold the syringe above the button and then gravity will literally like push it down into the tube. This is actually connected to a pump. So we use the right angle one so that way we can bend it whichever way, because the other one, the straight one, if you're not holding it up, it can actually like pull the button out. So we have to be really careful, and we always have to cover this to make sure she's not pulling on it. And then put her hands like out here. So the extension has a clip. So we clip this whenever we're not feeding her. That way that if she like, you know, coughs or something, or just over time when she's releasing gas, it just doesn't go back up into the tube. This usually we utilize all the time. Like when we're giving her medication and stuff, we need to clip it for a second. And this is actually called a Y port. So this port is the part that takes the feed, but this part is the port that we use to give her medication. So like her gas drops and whatever, it all goes through here. So this actually opens. This runs all the way up to the pump itself, and I'll show you. So we use the Enterolite Infinity pump, which is like the new one. I know some people have like the Kangaroo pump, so that's the one we were originally gonna get, but then we ended up with this one, and I'm really glad because it's a lot smaller and it can actually fit into these. It's so dirty now, but it can fit into these little portable backpacks better. This is basically how we set the dose that she's gonna get, like how many milliliters, and then how fast it's gonna go in. So her dose is 65 and her rate is 75. So, and then so this little thing, it's actually part of the bag that holds the milk, and inside here it opens and it goes in and it loops around and it goes out like that. So like a C shape, I guess, just a very long C. And then inside it has these two little squeezy things where you can manually like prime the milk down the line, meaning you put the milk in here and then you squeeze that and then it pushes the milk all the way down the line. And you do that for every time before you feed her, because what you're doing is you're pushing all the air out of the line. Otherwise, if you just start from here and then start to feed her, basically all of this is just air. You're just gonna pump a bunch of air into her stomach until the formula reaches her, so that doesn't make sense. So you always want to prime the line first. These are the feeding bags, and we get these kind because of how much she drinks all the time, but we used to get the ones that were about half this size. This is the little basket that I just keep like her extra equipment in, or her extra stuff in. So these are split gauze. Let me open one and I'll show you what it looks like. They're split halfway, and I think you can kind of deduce the purpose of it. Well, after I give her a bath, this is when I usually do this, but it literally goes around her button like this, and it just keeps the area dry. I don't actually use those like all the time because her button doesn't really leak. This box actually contains her backup mini button. You'll see it says mini 1 balloon button, and then this is the size that she's wearing now, although I feel like she does need a longer stoma, because I feel like the one that she has now is getting a little bit tight, so it's like not long enough, like meaning it's not reaching her stomach. A little background. Mia's balloon that the surgeon replaced after her very first one popped, and we had to replace it at like 2 in the morning, and it was like the scariest thing ever because it just randomly popped. And so it's like a piercing. Like once you take your earring out, it can close within hours. So you have to like do this very, very quickly. So, or they will have to like put her back under and reopen the hole. So you should always have a backup is my point. Or at least some way of keeping that hole open. We kept her old button, and also we have this backup, which we requested. I'm not sure if the insurance company is covering a second backup, since we used the first one, but we don't really care because you can't go on without having a backup. So I just wanted to show you what the kit itself looks like. You can see at the very corner here of the kit, it's a little bit difficult to see. I apologize. I just don't want to open it because it's sterile. This is the button part, and it's like a T-shape. And how it works is you put that long plastic part into her stomach, and you use this corner that says BAL for a balloon. You use a syringe to push water through there, and there is literally a like silicone balloon around that plastic part that comes down into her stomach, and that is what holds it in place. And on the top you can see 2.5 milliliters, and that's because that's exactly how much water that balloon holds. So any more you can burst the balloon, any less, and the button can actually come out of her stomach. So you generally want to leave the balloon be unless you truly suspect that it's too tight or too loose. And then the rest of the stuff that's in here, so we don't use the NFit extensions, so we don't really have use for that, but we keep it anyway just in case. And the NFit is just the screw part. We don't use that. But we do use the lubricant. So what you do is you put that around this part, and it helps it slide in better. And I think it comes with an extra extension, and then like I don't know what this is for, maybe to open up the stoma a little bit. I have no idea, but when we replaced her button, all we used was the lubricating jelly, the syringe, a 10 milliliter syringe, which I'm about to show you, and then we just used the button itself, and that's it. So we always keep this on hand, and if that one pops, we'll use this one. And again, we do have her old one that's way small. In the event that we do need to run to the emergency room, at least we can pop that in there to keep the hole open. These are the extension ports that I just showed you. These are just extra ones, so we get 4 of these a month because we just change them weekly. But I wash them really well, like in really hot water with like Dawn and stuff, and I let the soap like soak in the extensions because you can reuse them. But I do open the new ones and then I save the other ones because I just don't know if like a shipment's ever delayed or if a line breaks or something. I just always want to have backups, and you can basically use them until they like are gunky, or if they're like stiff, like the line gets stiff, you want to throw it away, or if you know that there's air coming in the line, like you can tell when it's just time to throw it away. Obviously this is like the most important part, which these are her feeding bags. We do get one for every day of the month, so we do get a monthly shipment, so we always get a 30-day supply of everything. These bags, we change them out every single day. Now we do have a few that we store in the fridge, so what we did was we ran really hot water through them, and we keep them in the fridge just in case, again, that we like don't get a shipment for any reason. I don't want to not have bags because, again, this is literally how she gets 95% of her feed, so God forbid we ever run out of something. So we always keep backups, and we keep it in the fridge as to not grow bacteria. I just wanted to show you guys what I clean her G button with, and it's these boogie wipes, saline nose wipes. These are like lavender scented, so the area around the button can get kind of stinky if you don't clean it, but also it just gets gunky. Every day I wipe her G button with these because it's just really gentle, and it smells good. I actually keep these here, and I'll show you everything else whenever I do the nursery tour. and this room is like cleaned up a little bit better. I've already showed you guys what formula we use, but just in case you didn't catch that, we do use the Similac Pro Total Comfort. These are the ones we got from her pediatrician, but we get the big tubs from her DME, or Durable Medical Equipment Company. And lastly, and most importantly, well, this is an old one, but we do get these every month too. But these are the 10 milliliter syringes. This is how we administer her medication, or her gripe water, or her prune juice, or whatever. So this little tip fits in that Y port really well. We also use these to, if we ever need to change the button, or like check the water in the button. So, there's like a little balloon that holds it against her stomach. So if we ever need to check the water, this tip fits into that port really well. That's it. That's all we use for her stuff. I've showed you the little like 1 milliliter syringes already that we use for her gas drops and stuff that I keep outside in that drawer. But that's basically the basics of gtube feeding as far as the stuff that you need. There are some people that require a lot more equipment, but I think ours is pretty basic because her feedings are pretty basic. So she takes 95% of her feeds through this tube, and then the other 5% she takes by mouth. So she would take up to 90 milliliters by mouth, if she can. It just depends. Like, again, this week she's had a stomach virus, so she's been aspirating, so we're not allowed to bottle feed her. But when we get back to it, we're gonna work our way back up to 90 milliliters by mouth, but we have to thicken that one. Here, we don't have to thicken it, so she's able to tolerate it a little bit better. While I'm in here, I'm gonna finish putting her clothes away. She has so many clothes. And then I'm gonna show you guys the Nespresso pods that I got. I'm still putting Mia's clothes away, but I just had this realization that she's like growing out of her like 3-month clothing, and she's moving into like 3 to 6 month clothing pretty much. And even then, some of it's too small. But I just wanted to show you guys like the difference. So this is one of the first onesies that she wore whenever she came home, because she came home on the 19th of December. And this was her Christmas onesie that I actually bought her before we found out about her brain stuff. And this is the size she's wearing now, but she like barely fits into it. So I just wanted to show you the difference. Like, I just can't believe like how much she's grown. It just blows my mind, and it's making me tear up a little bit. I want to show you the Nespresso pods that I ordered. I'm opening the box right now. So I have the Ritual line. So these are actually my favorite ones. So they taste like vanilla biscuits. So got that one. And then I think this is one of the new flavors. Yep, Hazelino Muffin. I'm excited to try that. I got like a bunch of those. Let's see what else. This is just the free samples that they give. And I got another one of these. Okay, I got double espresso Chiaro. So it's just a double espresso shot. And then this one I'm super excited about. So caramel cookie. I got a bunch of those as well. And this is another new flavor, vanilla custard pie. I'm super excited to try that. Okay, and then the Intenso coffee. So it is now the evening time, and we ate dinner, just leftovers, nothing special. Went for a walk because it's still really nice outside today. So this is like over a 2-day, like this vlog is over a 2-day period, so it's gonna be all over the place, but I just wanted to end it here so I can get it edited and put up either tomorrow or the day after. Hi, Editing Nikki here. I just realized that I forgot to sign off the vlog and say bye to you guys. I had so much fun showing you her gtube stuff, and I hope to show you more of those things in the future as we go along. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to continue following Mia's journey, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!